Hello and welcome to your yoga practice. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I hope you are able to set aside what you've been up to and set aside your responsibilities and your distractions. Distractions not necessarily being bad things. There's some good distractions too, but they are worth setting aside to focus the mind, focus on one thing at a time, right? We spend a lot of time focusing on many things at the same time, and so the opportunity to focus, to put your blinders on, if you will, and focus on one thing at a time, one thing being what is going on here and now in your body and your breath. Right, and it is as simple and as complicated as that. And sometimes the simplest things wind up being the most difficult. And so, welcome, and I am glad you're here. Go ahead and move to your mat. Lie down on your back. Place your hands on your belly. Bend your knees if that's comfortable for you, and start to settle into your breath. Just allow your breath to float through your body naturally. Inhales to exhales to inhales to exhales. Don't hold anything anywhere. Just nice and easy. Let it slip in and slip out. And just for a moment, it is worth taking an opportunity to think about the things in your life that you're grateful for. Gratitude practice is a highly underrated practice. It's there's a lot of research around the benefits of a gratitude practice, and yet why don't we do it? Right? There's a lot of talk about gratitude, but if I were to ask for a show of hands, I doubt very many of us journal things we're grateful for every day, even though that would take only a few moments and has a profound positive impact on our emotional well-being. And I think the reason we don't do it, or at least the reason I don't do it, is the same reason that I wind up skipping self-care practices sometimes, and that is that it is something that is important but not urgent, because there's a difference between urgency and importance. And frequently, because of our fight or flight response, we tend to prioritize things that seem urgent over things that seem important over the long term, and important being things that contribute to sustainable practices, things that add meaning to our life over the long run. But urgent, those are the things that have alarm bells. Those are the things that people want us to do. Someone else needs it done, and they need it done right now. And those are the things that seem urgent. And so over time, we condition ourselves to respond more readily and more quickly to urgent things than to important things. But what is true is that a practice like this, a practice of stillness, a practice of contemplation, a practice of gratitude is important. I don't think that is a difficult thing to convince you of. It's not a difficult thing to convince me of. And so welcome to perhaps one of the most important things you will do today. As you're on your back, on your mat, breathing, let's start to lengthen the breath. And so on the next inhale, pull it all in, expand the belly for 3, 2, 1, and just blow it all out nice and easy. Inhale for 3, 2, 1, blow it all out. See if you can lengthen the exhale as long as you possibly can. Inhale for 3, 2, 1, long exhale. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, long exhale. One more time. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, long exhale. Hug both knees to the chest. Gently roll side to side. Keep the back of your head on the earth. Keep your shoulders on the earth. And now while you're hugging your knees to your chest, maybe start to mobilize the neck here, nod or turn your head to the right, to the left. It's like you're just getting a massage for the back of the head. Feel the back of the head get really heavy on the mat. And as you feel that pressure between your head and the earth, you just gently roll it side to side. And maybe make little circles with the back of your head on the earth. All right, now release the legs down onto the earth and step the feet pretty wide on the mat. So have them about mat width apart. And then just start to drop the knees to the right, to the left. And so it's like a little windshield wiper motion. Mobilizing out the low back. Right to left. And now again, hug the knees to the chest, and this time, if you can, reach down and grab hold of your feet. So if you can reach the outsides of the feet, the big or the pinky toe sides of the feet, this is happy baby. And while you're hanging out, while you're touching your feet, you might as well give them a little squeeze, a little rub. Maybe you could give your arches a massage, right? Just kind of pressing your thumbs into your arches. How often do you give your feet a massage? And maybe give the toes a little massage. I know what they say, nobody really likes touching feet, but it's your own feet. There's nothing wrong with touching your own feet. All right. Go ahead and roll on up to a seated position here. All right. And then cross the legs. Lightly rest your hands on your knees, and let's take some neck rolls here. So right to left, just drop your ear to the right, drop your ear to the left. Long and slow with the breath. You want to move as slowly as you want to, as fast as you want to. It's totally up to you. And then start by turning the chin to the right, to the left. Turning the chin over your shoulder. Maybe close your eyes. And now forward, backward with the neck. Drop the chin to the chest. Tilt the chin up toward the sky. Forward, backward. All right, and now bring that movement down to your shoulders here. So try rolling the shoulders back toward the wall behind you, up and back, and then down and forward. Rolling the shoulders right to left. And then switch directions, up and forward, down and back. And then with those big shoulder circles forward, back, maybe try drawing the shoulders toward one another in front of your chest, and then draw the shoulders toward one another behind the back. So it's kind of like a forward bend, back bend, except it's more initiated by the shoulders here. Just find how much range of motion you can create in your shoulder joint right here. And pick up the hands. Let's roll out the wrists here, some little wrist circles. You could roll out the wrists out in front of you like this, or sometimes it's fun to interlace the fingers, draw some little circles with the wrists here. Now let's bring our attention to our fingers. So do interlace the fingers now, and then flip the palms and press the palms away from you. A nice stretch across the fingers, the backs of the hands. Stay with that long, slow breath. And now keeping your hands interlaced, can you bring the arms up overhead, elbows are straight, pressing the palms away from you, and now slowly unclasp the fingers and as you press the palms away from you, make a big circle until you bring your hands to the earth. Nice. Now flip the palms up and reverse what you just did. Palms up, reaching away from you, reaching wide, reaching tall, until your palms come together overhead. And now flip the palms again and take that big circle again, pressing the palms away from you. Let's do that one more time. This time, let's connect our breath to this. So we just moved super slowly. Don't move faster just because you're breathing with it. See if you can lengthen your breath. Inhale as you sweep the arms up overhead. Move as slowly as you possibly can. Breathe as slowly and deeply as you possibly can. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Take it through 3 more full rounds of breath, moving as slowly and breathing as slowly as you can on your own time. And then once you're finished with that 3rd breath, relax the hands down onto your knees, flip the palms up. Close your eyes for a moment. Just notice and observe the breath moving through your body again with greater quality, greater depth. And that even before taking significant movements with the joints and muscles, even this breath practice has created more awareness. It doesn't take much to cultivate mindfulness. It just takes time. On the next inhale, sweep the arms overhead again. And on the exhale, hinge forward over the legs. Walk the hands forward. Release the knees toward the earth. Relax the sit bones. Relax the low back. the mid-back, space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck. And now we'll come on back to seated, and now switch legs. So whichever leg was in front, switch to the other one. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, hinge forward over those legs. Walk the hands forward. Palms are on the earth. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. And walk back up to seated. And since you've still got since you've got the opposite leg in front, to go ahead and relax the hands down onto the knees again. And one more time, just draw some big shoulder circles with the shoulders right to left. Take some organic movement here. All right, bring the legs around behind you. Make your way into tabletop. And take it through a few rounds of cat-cow here. So on the inhale, lengthen the sternum forward, gaze goes up. Exhale to round the spine, draw the shoulders toward the sky. Inhale to reverse back bend. Exhale to round the spine. Take it through a few rounds of cat-cow on your own time, on your own pace. Follow your breath. And then bring the big toes to touch. Settle the knees nice and wide. Take it back to child's pose. The elbows are straight. The palms are on the earth. The forehead is on the mat. And take a few moments to take a body scan. So start with your toes, the arches of your feet, your ankles, your heels, your calf muscles, your knees, your inner thighs, your glutes, your belly, your low back, your ribs, your shoulders, your neck, your upper arms, your elbows, your wrists, your neck, the back of your head, your face. Each part of your body in turn, just relax it into the earth. Release any tension that you may be carrying. Now from child's pose, curl the toes under, take an inhale. And on the exhale, straighten the legs, lift the hips, take it back to downward facing dog, and pedal the feet right, left, right, left. Start by pressing one heel, then the other into the earth. And now walk the feet forward toward the hands and walk the hands back toward the feet and drop into a low, low squat. So step the feet really wide, about mat width apart. Step your feet wide enough so that you can have your heels on the earth. And so do create enough space so that you're not crouching forward on the balls of your feet, but rather you're grounded into your heels here. Release the tailbone toward the earth. Sit up as tall as you can through the crown of the head, through the chest, and maybe hook the elbows inside the knees and bring your hands to prayer. And breathe. Some nice deep belly breaths here. From that low squat, relax the hands down onto the earth. Find some support and stability. Now straighten the legs. Lift the hips and maybe give your legs a little shake, bending the knees to the right, to the left. Heel toe the feet back underneath the hips. Take a soft bend in the knees. Hook the hands inside the elbows and just gently sway side to side, nodding your head yes, shaking your head no. Let your upper body hang from your hips. Pick up your toes, spread them wide, press them back into the earth. And bend the knees, walk the hands forward, take it back to a downward facing dog again. Again, press one heel, then the other into the earth. As you press one heel and the other into the earth, take a nice exaggerated side stretch here. And so as you press one heel down, take a deep knee bend with the other leg, and then see if you can lean into that whole side body and then go the other side. So straighten one leg, bend the knee, and lean into a nice long side stretch. You should feel that stretch between your ribs and your hips down the side waist. All right, lower the hips in line with the shoulders, coming into the top of a push-up. The shoulders are over the wrist. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, with control, lower all the way to the earth for 3, 2, 1. Chest touches, belly touches, tops of the feet are on the earth. Inhale for cobra. Just peel the chest and shoulders off the mat. Exhale, chin back down. We're going to do 2 more cobras. Inhale, cobra. Little baby cobra. Exhale, chin back down. Last time, cobra. And on the exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Glance up at your hands and walk your feet forward to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Release the hands down by your sides, flip the palms forward. So the insides of the palms, the insides of the elbows, and also the insides of the upper arms are shining forward toward the front of the room, the top of the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you, nice and tall through the crown of the head, proud chest. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Another half sun salutation, but this time I want you to bend the knees as you fold and also as you come up to standing. So as you go from standing to folding and from folding to standing, have a soft bend in the knees and see how that changes both the load that it places on your low back and also the load that it places on your hamstrings. We're working on warming up the hamstrings with this half sun salutation. Inhale. Exhale, fold with a bent knee. Just a slight bend. It doesn't need to be a big knee bend. Inhale, halfway lift. You can straighten the knees for this. Exhale, fold. Soft bend in the knees as you inhale. Come all the way up to standing. So we're maintaining a little bit of tension in the hamstrings. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms overhead. Reach. Exhale, fold with a bent knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Straighten up the knees. Exhale, fold, soft, bend in the knees again. Inhale, come up to standing with a bent knee again. Straighten the knees at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more half sun salutation with the bent knee. Inhale. Exhale, fold with that bent knee. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, soft knee bend. Inhale, come on up to standing. Straighten the knees at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Very nice. So we're going to take some spine side bending and twisting here while standing. So I'll face you because that's an easier way for you to see what I'm doing. Feet beneath the hips. Inhale, arms overhead. And on the exhale, plant the right hand alongside the right hip and reach up and over to the right side. Nice long side stretch. Use your hips as a counterbalance, and so your hips lean left as your upper body leans right. Maybe your gaze goes up underneath the upper arm there. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Nice long side stretch. Inhale, back to center. One more time each side. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, back to center. And let's take some twists here. So arms overhead first, and on the exhale, drop the arms in line with your shoulders as your gaze goes back behind you. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Drop the arms in line with the shoulders. Inhale, back to center. We're going to go a couple more times each side. Really find this twist in your spine, not in your hips. So the idea here is that you want to keep your hips square with the top of the mat. And as you exhale, the twist is in the spine. So we're drawing the shoulders into this twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale. Inhale. Second side, exhale. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Again, release the hands down by your sides. Check in with your posture. Roll your shoulders down and back. Tall through the crown of the head. And as you're thinking about your posture, try shifting your body weight from right to left and find balance between right and left side. And then try shifting your body weight from front to back, forward onto the toes, back onto the heels, and find balance between the front of the foot, the back of the foot, somewhere out in front of your ankles. And then with all that same care and attention to detail and attention to balance, draw your awareness up your body, up through the joints and muscles. Find balance and equilibrium between your front and back, your right and left, your inner, your outer. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step it back to plank and take it through a nice slow flow, lowering on the exhale with control. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 long, slow breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it through next to the right thumb. Lower the back knee to the earth. Take an inhale with the front knee over the front ankle and use the hands to frame the front foot. Exhale, roll that right leg towards straight. And so start to straighten the knee any amount. Inhale, rebend the front knee, drawing it over the front ankle. Exhale, start to straighten that right leg as you draw the tailbone back behind you, hinging forward over the right leg. Inhale, knee over ankle. Exhale. So as we have done so many times already during our practice, use your own breath to guide these next few movements. See just how slowly you can move, just how intentionally, just how much you can lengthen the volume and the timing of your inhales and exhales. And then on the next inhale, bring that front knee back over the front ankle. Press your hands up onto the front knee and come into a lunge here with the back knee down. Pay special attention to your left hip flexor. So think about tucking the tailbone under. And then with the right hand on the right knee, reach the left fingertips up toward the sky and lean toward the right side. And so we're getting that nice long side stretch down the whole left side of the body, left hip flexor, left side waist, left shoulder. And maybe even drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, getting a nice stretch down the left side of the neck even. Why not? And bring it back to center. Plant the left hand on the earth, right hand follows, step it back to plank, take it through a flow, follow your breath, lowering on the exhale, back bend on the inhale, downward facing dog on the exhale. 2 long, slow breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it through next to the left thumb, lower the back knee to the earth. The hands frame that front foot. Take an inhale. Exhale. Straightening up that left knee. Inhale, bring the knee forward again. Exhale, rock your body weight back into that back leg, drawing the leg straight as you move. Inhale, bring it forward. And take it away on your own time, on your own breath, slowing it down, lengthening it out. Moving as mindfully, as slowly as we can. And on the next inhale, bring the front knee over the front ankle. Press your hands up into this low lunge here with the back knee on the earth. And then with the left hand on the knee, reach the right fingertips up toward the sky. The arm is straight. And so you're creating one long line of energy from the right fingertips through the elbow, the shoulder, the side, ribs, the hip, and down into the earth through the knee. And maybe find a nice gentle side stretch down the right side of the body. And maybe even get a nice stretch down the right side of the neck. Take an inhale. And exhale. Plant the hands on the earth. Step it back to plank. Take it through a flow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward again, coming into a low squat. So get some space between your 2 feet. Heels are on the earth. Again, find that low squat position with the hips below the knees, elbows inside the knees. Bring the hands to heart center. So something that I find is frequently a limiting factor for squat flexibility is actually ankle mobility, particularly in the Achilles. And so something that we're going to spend a little bit of time on this evening is some Achilles stretching, all right? So what I want you to do is just create a squat shape with only the right leg. And so the left shin can be down on the earth because we're just going to focus on the right ankle here for a moment. And so from the hip to the knee to the toes, everything's lined up and pointing in the direction of the toes. And so what I want you to do is, with the heel still on the earth, lean the weight of your torso down onto your knee. And don't take this to any extreme here, right? This is gentle. It's a gentle stretch. We're just focusing our energy on one stretch and stretching one particular body part on one particular side. And so focus on keeping the heel on the earth as you lean your body weight down onto your knee here. And do whatever is comfortable with your left leg. It's comfortable for me to have my shin on the earth in this kneeling position, but you might want to bring your leg around in front of you, anything that you like. Okay, go ahead and back it off, because I know that can get kind of intense to stretch just your Achilles. All right, now let's switch sides. So now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you're creating a squat shape with just the left leg now, and then with the heel on the earth, the heel and the toes, lean your chest into your thigh so that it presses the knee over the middle of the foot. You don't want to press the knee toward the big toe. You don't want to press it out toward the outer toes. You want to go straight over the middle of the foot. Should feel that stretching in the Achilles, the back of the calf muscle, the lower part. And then slowly back it off a little bit. Take it back to tabletop. And since you're getting the body weight off the ankles here, give them a little shake. Go forward, backward, flop them forward and back. Maybe give them a little roll out. All right, curl the toes under, take an inhale, and on the exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. And there's a good chance you might actually feel a little bit more open here in downward facing dog after having devoted some attention to your Achilles. Well, look at that. My heels touch. That never happens. All right, glance up at the hands. Walk your feet forward to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, sweep the arms. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. For our balancing pose, we're going to stretch our quads. So shift all of your body weight to your left leg and just pick up that right leg like a flamingo. All right, and so you're not picking it up in front of your body. You're not picking it up straight behind your body just yet. Just pick it up like a flamingo. And just for a moment, establish your balance. Establish that equilibrium between your front of the foot, back of the foot, right, left. And then once you've got your balance, reach back behind you, grab hold of the top of the foot, and then use your inner thigh to keep pulling that right knee toward the left knee. And so It's like you're magnetizing your two knees toward one another, toward the midline. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. Sometimes when we're stretching a particular muscle, our joints will create these little trap doors that relieve pressure and allow us to borrow flexibility from other joints and muscles in the body. And it's cool that the body works that way because everything's connected. But if you want to build flexibility in a particular muscle, you're going to have to isolate a muscle or a muscle group. Take an inhale. And slowly release. Set the foot back down onto the earth. Other side. Shift your body weight to your right leg and pick up your left foot like a flamingo. And just for a moment, establish your balance. Take a deep breath. And then reach back behind you. Grab hold of the foot. And breathe. Take an inhale. And slowly release the left hand down onto left foot down onto the earth. Nice. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step it back to plank. Take it through a flow. Follow your breath. Now lower the knees to the earth. Bring the big toes to touch and settle it back to a nice child's pose here. All right, go ahead and press up to seated, and we're going to do something that might look a little strange from the video perspective, but we're going to use the wall to help us into a wide leg stretch. Now, my wall is behind me, so I'm going to be facing that way. Sorry. But if you have access to a wall or the side of a couch or the front of a bookcase, I'm assuming you have access to a wall somewhere. So maybe go ahead and resituate yourself so that you can approach a flat wall. And the idea here, I hope you can still hear my microphone. The idea here is that you're just going to start by taking an even wide leg stance with both knees straight and with both toes pointing toward the sky. And just start with a nice, easy inner thigh stretch here. We're not winning any medals for pushing ourselves too far right off the bat. We're going to hang out here for a few breaths while we get nice and comfortable. And you can also, if you want, maybe take some organic movements here for your upper back, your shoulders. And as you get comfortable, maybe scoot your hips a half an inch closer to the wall. This is about locating a point where you are stretching your joints and muscles, your inner thighs, where you're stretching your inner thighs, but you don't feel like you have to grit your teeth, hold your breath. You're not breaking a sweat again, right? All of those things are indicators that you are perhaps outside of your comfort zone, or to use another term, your zone of proximal development, right? Because in this life, there is what you can do, and then there's everything outside of it, what you can't do yet. But then right on the edge of that circle of the things that you can do is what's called the zone of proximal development. And that's where you always want to be whenever you're challenging yourself physically, right? You don't want to be all the way out here in the unknown, because you could, A, hurt yourself, or B, fail miserably and be so uncomfortable that you never want to try again, right? But if you hang out just right there on the zone, right on the edge of your comfort level, that's where the good stuff is found. That is where growth is found. That is where meaning is to be found. That's where most of the good things in life are found. Okay, so since we're hanging out here with a nice long inner thigh stretch, we might as well introduce some asymmetrical work to it. And so we're going to do a side stretch here. So I'm going to plant my right hand alongside my right leg and reach the left hand up, 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 overhead. And get a nice stretch down the right or left side waist. You know, the nice thing about having this wall here is that I can use it for support if I want to come out of this stretch. Now we're going to do the other side. Plant the left hand and reach up overhead. And then bring it back to center. Slowly come out of that wide leg stretch. And orient your feet toward the top of the mat. Just come back to seated with a long seated position. And something I like to do after a wide leg stretch is just kind of neutralize my hips in their sockets. And so take a little internal, external rotation. So it's just like flopping your feet out to the right, to the left. Lie down on your back. Hug the right knee to the chest, and let's take a reclined figure four. Nice way to slowly close out our gentle practice together. Press the right knee away from your face as you pull the left knee towards your face, creating a rotation. It's capturing that leg in a rotation for the hip here. Switch legs. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Nice deep breaths. And slowly release. Go back to the right side. Hug the right knee to the chest again. And this time relax the left leg down onto the earth. And on the exhale, draw that right leg across the body to the left. Little spinal twist here. Bring it back to center. Switch sides. Relax the right leg down onto the earth. Hug the left knee to the chest. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, draw that left leg across the body to the right as your gaze goes out to the left. And slowly bring it back to center and make your way into a pose of rest, a pose of stillness, whatever that looks like for you. If you want that to be seated, if that's reclined on your back, if that's reclined on your belly, find a pose that allows you to close your eyes, that allows you to stop attempting anything and just be where you are in a place of gratitude, in a place without urgency. Shavasana. And slowly begin to reawaken the body. Wiggle the fingers, the toes, roll out the wrists, the ankles. Reach the arms overhead toward the back. Point the toes toward the front. Take a deep breath and a full body stretch from fingers to toes and everything in between. And on the exhale, roll over to the right side. Slowly make your way back up to a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Lightly rest your hands on your knees when you get there. Notice the stillness. And from this place of clarity, this place of quiet, this is the place where you can make priorities out of the important things. And you also know that the urgent things will always be waiting for you. On the next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, pull that breath to heart center. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice. Have a beautiful evening. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you feel better. I do. Have a lovely evening. Bye.